This is for the ladies over 40, because you know what the number one question I hear talked about on our live calls? It's people talking about their triceps. They want to have more strength and tone in their triceps. And you know what they typically do? They do this movement, which is the movement that most people tell them to do. It is the tricep dip. Like this. But I'm actually doing the tricep dip pretty wrong right here. And you know what'll happen if you do the tricep dip wrong? You're gonna end up with pain in your shoulders, pain in your elbows, pain in your wrists, and it can even titrate down to your upper neck, your back, and even your lower back at the same time. So instead of doing tricep dips wrong, I'm gonna show you a progression of movements, starting with beginner variations that you should be able to do before going to the next variations to build a baseline of strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination to allow you to actually be able to do tricep dips in a way that's going to serve you and help you gain strength in your body instead of hurt your body, okay? But first, let me show you what was happening wrong with that tricep dip. First thing is this: if I bring my elbows out to the side when I'm doing tricep dips like this, it's going to force my shoulders to internally rotate, putting a lot of pressure on the rotator cuff and using much smaller muscles to accomplish that movement. So I'm going like this, the risk of me hurting my shoulders goes way, way up. In fact, I didn't feel all that good on my shoulder right there. The second piece of this is as I go down, if I don't have the flexibility, then guess what happens? My shoulders will rotate forward as well. So couple these two things together and you're putting your shoulder in an incredibly compromised position. Now another thing is, look at my spine. As I come down, am I keeping in a nice upright position, or am I rounding my back and then using my back muscles to extend myself upward? If that's the case, guess what? You're doing tricep dips wrong, and you're definitely using your spine rather than your triceps to accomplish this movement. So now that you know some of the things that you're probably doing wrong that could end up hurting you, let's go back to the basics. And I want to start with a simple mind-muscle connection movement that's going to teach you how to connect your brain to your triceps. Because what we really want to do is we want to focus on actually activating the right muscles. And when people do tricep dips, oftentimes they're using all the wrong muscles. So this movement is for complete beginners. You can do this seated, laying, or standing if you want. It's called a simple tricep extension. So what you're going to do is this: thumbs pointed towards you. Then you're going to bring your arms back like this, extend your arms, and squeeze the backs of your arms as you extend them all the way. And you should feel these muscles back here firing as you do that. We're trying to build a strong mind-muscle connection with the triceps, all right? Squeeze for a second or two, come back, and then repeat. Squeeze for a second or two, come back, and then repeat. Now, if you're having trouble feeling those muscles, then a way to practice this is to create a little bit of resistance with your opposite hand. So thumb goes back, arm out front, this hand goes on the wrist, and you're gonna extend the arm like this, and you're gonna use this hand with a little bit of resistance, and you'll start to feel these muscles fire significantly more, okay? And then slowly come back, and then slowly come forward, focusing on feeling what those muscles feel like to squeeze, all right? Now, once you're able to do that, come back and work on these tricep extensions, because the goal, again, with a mind-muscle connection exercise is to teach you how to connect with those muscles so you can fire your triceps anytime, anywhere. Now, once you're able to do that, and that feels easy for you, and have awareness of what those muscles feel like, the next move is gonna be a chair support hold. And this is the foundation of a tricep dip, so don't skip over it, okay? What you're gonna do is come to the edge of the chair like this, bring your hands to the outside like this, especially if you have bad wrists, make sure you bring your hands to the outside. Don't put them flat like this or flat like this, because it's gonna require too much bend of the wrist. So hands to the outside. Then all you're gonna do here is this: shoulders back, shoulders dropped away from the ears, palms pushed down into the chair, slide your butt forward, and hold. That's it. And we're gonna try to hold this for a few seconds, and if you need to, come back down and rest, okay? Now, over time, what I want you to work up to is 60 seconds of being able to hold yourself in that position, but the moment you start to lose that form, pause, okay? And you can work on this as 60 cumulative seconds. So maybe in the beginning, you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come back down, whoo, take it again, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and work your way up to 60 seconds, okay? And again, if you start to feel this happen, shoulder blades forward, shoulders towards ears, then you should have paused before you even got there, okay? So keep practicing that movement until you get to 60 seconds. Now, once you're able to do 60 seconds in the chair support hold, now we're gonna do a chair dip, but I only want you to go about 1/3 of the way down. And the big focus here is going to be maintaining position from your tailbone to the top of your head the entire time. And the only thing we're doing is this: allowing our shoulder to come back behind us and allowing our arm to extend. And I'm gonna teach you one more thing, a really cool trick that'll really help the triceps fire like crazy at the top at the end of this part, okay? So bring your butt forward, chair support hold. Now, tailbone to the top of the head stays fixed, shoulders, upper back, everything stays fixed. Elbows come backwards, shoulder blades get pinched together backwards, come down about 1/3 of the way, extend up, squeeze the triceps like we did with the tricep extension, hold for a second, and repeat slowly, real slow. Just doing this slow and controlled movement, just like this. okay? So a couple things are helpful here. One, if you see as I extend my elbows, I'm turning my elbow pits to the outside. I'm externally rotating my shoulders, which is gonna help me activate these back muscles more, keep my shoulders a lot more safely, versus what we were doing before, right? Elbows turned inward like this, turn those elbow pits outward like this. It's gonna help the shoulders. Second thing is, I'm actively pushing my arms backwards, almost like I'm trying to scoot the chair away from me. Make sure the chair is sturdy and don't scoot it out from under you and fall on your butt. But this will help activate all those muscles on the triceps and even the back muscles at the same time as well. Now, if you're able to do third of the way down, now go to about half or 2/3, right? Same thing. We're gonna keep the shoulder blades back and down, and we're gonna come down, elbows back, come about 2/3 of the way down and back up. Now, the moment you feel your shoulders start to wanna go like this is the moment you went further than your flexibility will allow. And you can start practicing that range of motion and slowly over time getting deeper and deeper until you're able to bring your butt all the way to the ground, keeping the shoulder blades back and the shoulders down and away from your ears. Now, once you're able to do that, now you have the requisite flexibility to do a chair dip with a good form, and you can make it harder in one other way. I did that one with my feet right in front of me and my knees pretty bent, okay? So how do I make it harder? Well, how about I bring my knees out a little bit forward like this and bend up, keep them a little bit more straight. And I'm gonna do it again. Woo, that makes it a lot harder. If I wanna make it really hard, how do I bring both legs forward, lift the toes to the nose, squeeze those quad muscles, and do the chair dip this way, right? So that's a more advanced variation of it. But again, start at the beginning. Work from the mind-muscle connection. Then create the strength and stability. Then improve your range of motion, and then make the movement more challenging. This is called a movement progression. It's how we teach people how to exercise at WeShape, because it's the best way to gain strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination safely. Just a quick review to bring this all together. First, practice the seated tricep extensions, focusing on your mind-muscle connection with your triceps. Practice this for 10 repetitions at a time until you're able to squeeze your tricep muscles at will. Next, practice the chair support hold. Make sure you focus on good form and start accumulating up to 60 seconds over time. Once you're able to hold this position for 60 seconds with good form, then move on to doing small chair dips with about 1/3 of the range of motion that you would typically do going all the way down. Now that you're doing 1/3 range of motion chair dips, if you're able to do this with good form without rounding your shoulders forward or compromising your spine, then start increasing the range of motion over time, going to halfway, then 2/3, then full range of motion. And finally, if you want to make this more challenging after you're able to go full range of motion, extend the legs to a more extended position or all the way to make it an incredibly challenging movement that will help you gain strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination in your upper body and also targeting those triceps. And by the way, we create workouts with movement progressions where every level is selected just for you based on your goals and your current levels of strength, flexibility, balance, and coordination. If you want to experience one of these workouts for yourself, you can try it out for free. You don't have to put in your credit card or anything. All you got to do to give it a shot is click the link below.